Welcome back to the No Limit Crypto channel. In this video we are looking at Polkadot. Polkadot right now has broken out of our channel. So if you enjoy these daily cryptocurrency videos and Polkadot videos, please consider liking and subscribing. That helps me out massively. So what has happened on the Polkadot chart right now? This is gonna be a real quick video, just so I wanna get this out there. So we have broken down under this trend line. This is one of the beautiful trend lines that has held us or worked as support in the past and resistance so many times. But now, sadly, it has broken. It might obviously still be just a fake out and everything's fine and everything resumes back to normal on the daily chart, because the daily chart could still close above in this channel. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and make assumptions that might never happen. So, like, we came back down here and we tested support. All of these support and resistance lines are based on volume profiles. One of my favorite tools to analyze where to put support and resistances. So basically, when I do this, I am just looking for spikes. Spikes in volume, and spikes in volume means that there's possibly going to be support and resistance around those levels. So I'm just gonna draw this one over here, which I just took away to make the chart clearer, because that is a significant thing for us right now. We don't really want to see resistance on the way back into our channel. So this resistance line over here, we can see we have tested it down here, and we like broken through, but mainly we've tested it here and we've tested it here, and now we have broken through that resistance or support. I'm talking about support, obviously. But so what could happen right now? The worst case scenario right now is that we just go back and test this resistance line, which obviously was support, but right now we could do something like come back up here and test this past support line as new resistance, as we so often do, and after that we continue the move to the downside, start breaking these support lines. So that's why I think we right now need to look at support lines. Where can we find support? So obviously we have support 33.50 right now. After that comes a zone, and if you are confused why it is a zone, it's just because we see that we have a increased volume around the level, but there is no clear spike. So that's why I choose to draw these as zones or ranges. So let's get it away. So this one comes in at 32 and 32.50, around that level. And after that we are looking at 30, 28 and 26. Those are the zones. And where do I think we are going? Because I actually right now, once we broke this support line and possibly are testing it as resistance, I really believe we are going to have to correct somewhere down here. I think the $30 mark seems like a good target. But I don't think a retracement to any of these levels is necessarily bad, and I'm going to explain that to you. If you watch my other videos, you probably guess what I'm going to show you, but we are going to get to that in a minute. So we want to take a look at Fibonacci's. Do any of these zones, or not zones, but these support lines that I have drawn, do they confluence with any of our Fibonacci lines? And yes, they do. At the 0.5 and the 0.618, we have both a volume support and a Fibonacci line. Volume support and a Fibonacci line. Those are going to be strong support lines. So I expect us to have some nice support at 30, possibly at 27.6, and worst comes worst, we are going back down to 26. And when I talk about these worst case scenarios, I want to remind you about one thing. They're actually not bad to go down to, because they are really good zones to accumulate. They're really good zones to buy more. So it's not like a horrible thing for us to go back down there, because that's where we acquire more Polkadot or other coins. So why is it not such a bad thing for us to make a large drop? I'm just going to go on a bit of a cleaner chart, because I have a tendency to draw a lot of my charts. So why is a drop to, let's say, 25? That was one of my worst case scenarios. 25 is a nice weekly support too. So why isn't it bad that we go back down here? Other than we can obviously acquire more, we create higher lows. The market on every time frame is always about creating higher lows and higher highs. It's that simple. Higher lows, higher highs. And if you're scared, if you feel like you're getting chopped out and the market is getting so choppy, like, zoom out. Take a look at the big picture. The big picture usually helps you. It gives a much better picture about these massive moves we are seeing on the daily charts happening weekly. But if you take a look at those moves on the weekly chart, they don't seem that bad anymore. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you very much.